Chat, here we go. It's our second best of 5 brought to us by Factor, who have started the prize pool at a nice $100. Much appreciated from Factor to give us a nice little cross-region show match. Nass, if you're just tuning into this one, not the previous one, we talked about it a little bit before, but Nass is in North America now. A Moroccan who was previously residing in Belgium has made the trip over to North America to play alongside M80. His teammates already played against each other, in which Jorya's came out just barely behind or on top. I guess you have to go see yourself. But either way, I imagine most people have watched the previous match. As Nass, what a shot. Even Wahvey gives him the nice one. Wahvey scored first, but Nass going to get a ceiling reset all the way in his own half before finishing this one off over the top of Wahvey. Wahvey challenged on his dribble. He's trying to swing wide around this net. Wow, I'm actually really surprised he did that. Not getting on ball seemed like a massive mistake to allow Nass to just take an opportunity. That's exactly what he did, and actually paid off perfectly. And Nass just hit it right into him, and he's able to counterattack. Nass debuted this last weekend in his RLCS NA life with the double elimination. We actually have that on our stream as well, in case you're watching on the YouTube wondering where M80's playing when they play RLCS live. That's here, so nowhere else you need to go. But Nass, he had kind of a breakout day, I would say, playing really well. Right now, Wahvey has the better of him, though. Nass has played a couple of different cross-server matchups since his success in the Salt Mine, or actually before. Well, in between. The Daniel one was in between. Yeah, it was before his grand final of the Salt Mine win. But he also played against Diaz, the South American player, on USE servers. That crossover against the other side of the world didn't go as well for him. This time around, though, he has traveled the world physically. Not playing on high ping, gets to play on, ping he's probably a bit more familiar with. Going up against the guy who I think finished, did he finish 5th in points in the Salt Mine? First killer, Diaz, CRR, Daniel, I think was the top 4. But Wahvey, I believe, was right there in 5th. Nass the demo and the second goal. Nass bumped off what was going to be maybe a clean possession off his wave dash kickoff. And actually the same thing happens to Wahvey. Wahvey was about to have an opening, but Nass getting physical is what saves it. Now Nass to the skies. Little camera checks the whole way. He's going to go fake. That's going to work perfectly. This ball bouncing up into the top left corner. That is such a crucial part of those aerial setups. We saw it maybe not so much in the previous match, where a lot of the setups were headed to the back wall, making it a bit tougher to make those fakes effective. But Nass shows how it's done as he ties the game. Gonna get a boost steal here, but Wahvey has more than enough to work with. Not really affected too much by it. Nass undercutting Wahvey. Wahvey's air dribble leads to nothing. Or sorry, so Nass's air dribble leads to nothing as Wahvey controls. This is mirroring the previous match. I mean, not to talk too much about the previous one. You should go back and watch it if you haven't. But these guys would score a flurry of goals, but every time in the middle of the match, we would run into a bit of a stalemate as Nass tries to chase Wahvey down. He jumps early to dodge that, pre-flips to the boost, has a shot opportunity, but Nass covers it. Wahvey pinning this one to the wall to buy himself a bit of time. It's going to be air dribble, maybe threatening the bump, but Nass went so strong at it, they never really had a chance to do that either. Maybe pinch across the net It's going to hang out close, be a pest to Nass. Decides to dive back on the ball before Nass can really control it, but that 50 was favorable. We have to go see from Nass's perspective how big of a miss that was, because that net was open. It might have been just a tough shot, not possible. It also could have been a big mistake. Oh, Wahvey! Such great movement on the reset, pre-flipping underneath it. Tapping that ball to that left side of the net, but just barely wide. I mean, nobody can get a finish right now. Nass. Air dribble reset. He pre-flipped underneath it. Actually tapped near post, which pushed it back towards Wahvey. Wahvey having to extend out a little bit farther into the midfield than he would have liked in order to dodge the demo. Now he's going to have to make a save on very little boost in and out of the net. See him taking the trip to pick up pads. Reset for Nass. No longer are the slow plays and fakes working. Wahvey is covering those as well. Nass air dribble has a reset and beats Wahvey. Wow. I mean, this was a game that was tied at 3-3. I feel like, was it 3 minutes? At least 2 minutes left in the game. It did not feel like the next goal was going to be a game winner, but that one felt like it almost certainly is. Wahvey needs a little kickoff chaos, and Nass knows that. So he goes for a fake kickoff in the corner. Controls possession early. Now he knows Wahvey forced to play really quickly when he just gave him the ball. Wahvey should be able to easily score this. It's Wahvey who should be rushing in and making panic-like touches, but that is what Nass just did. Nass far away from the play, drives in, gets up to max speed, uses a ton of boost, and then just chips the ball directly at Wahvey. I guess he was just assuming that Wahvey was going to be equally as crazy on the other side and maybe play a better 50 than he ended up doing. Now it's 0 seconds. Nass will send it to the corner and have it hit the ground. Are we in for another close match? It's Nass going for a standard kickoff. Wahvey, wave dash kickoff, is able to avoid the bump or demo. And now playing the ground dribble. Will he go to the cringe to end the series? He goes flick. Tries to force it in high, and he does. Wahvey clutches it out. And you can't help but look back at that one play that allowed Wahvey to tie this up in the first place. Nass was in the driver's seat with less than 20 seconds to go, and he allowed Wahvey back into it, and Wahvey did not waste his opportunity. Game number 2. Nass and Wahvey. Nass starting off to a single jump power shot off of his one kickoff. Strong enough that it gets Wahvey to start having to play out of his back wall, but he actually had boost to work with. Still not able to prevent Nass scoring in the follow-up. Wahvey able to kill this soft shot on the goal line easily, although he couldn't get boost and control possession. He did have to give possession up in order to grab it. Spamming the camera to see when that demo's coming. Not able to set up the hook shot. Nass preventing him from doing so. Now Nass will back off. Wahvey is indeed chasing behind him, and the camera check confirms that. The long shot should be a goal, and it is. 2-0 for Nass. Wahvey used up all his boost chasing him down, it seems, and then left himself to become a victim as he flipped with very little boost out to the midfield. Makes it very easy when you've used your flip, especially when you have no boost, for somebody to line up a demo and connect. Nass off the ceiling. That's not as easy of a place to get a demo, but he does demo Wahvey after he makes contact for the save. Now Nass to the ceiling as the reset, threatening the shot in the top right corner. Actually goes for the wave dash low. Wahvey does cover it. So we've seen those fakes farm Wahvey in the past. This time he doesn't allow for the first shot to go in, but not a good enough game plan for the follow-up. Nass just barely able to return to the play to prevent the low boost long shot from Wahvey after he lost the kickoff into his back corner. Nass not going to go to ceiling this time on this air dribble. Decided to really do nothing with it, though, as he came to the ground. Oftentimes, as people fall to the ground short of the net, they might go for the pogo shots. And almost, I mean, Nass is one of the guys who definitely will do that. But he was a bit too close to the net to get away with it. So he ended up just going for just about nothing. So far, he has not allowed Wahvey any free opportunities. Still not scored on in this game number 2. Bounce dribble. The placement is just barely off. Wahvey did leave that top corner available as he prepped for the hook shot. If Nass could put it there, he was going to score, but just barely missed. Wahvey recognizing he cannot chase down and get a tight angle in time. So slamming on the brakes, allowing the ball to bounce off. Wahvey thought he was using that reset, I think, to keep the ball away from Nass, expecting Nass to dive across the net for a save. Instead, Nass was a bit more patient and ending up just playing Wahvey's touch directly into the orange half. Nass can turn the camera down, see what Wahvey is up to. There's that pogo shot again, but I talked about it before. The reason why you didn't see him go for the pogo shot previously. Oh, wait. Oh, no! Wahvey! Nass is going to really rub it in, too. I mean, he had boost, too, right? Nah, this ain't Rocket League. Oh, Nass is making him watch it. I mean, I don't know. Listen, I mean, I'd miss it. I'd miss it. But, I expect a little bit more from Wahvey. You put this one on target? Is that how he's about to bounce back? No. He does get credit as a shot, but will not be headed in. Nass. Oh, what a shot. Rotating away from the ball on this flip. Gets the ceiling reset, and then front flipping into the front flip underneath the ball, but while pointed away from the play. Nass, I mean, this was a really nail-biter close game. In fact, he did have the slight edge, I would admit, but certainly Wahvey was right there in game 1, and now all of a sudden it's looking like these guys aren't fairly matched. A 6-0. Very, very rarely are there ones games where someone goes completely scoreless. And Wahvey, by all means, should not have 0 goals and won't have 0 goals as he gets in air dribble 50. So a minute 16 that he needs to bring back 5 goals. Nass going to pop the ball away to Wahvey, who gets a strong first touch. He seems to want to close the distance immediately. It's a good idea. Nass trying to buy time, trying to reset, allow himself to grab corner boost and position in a favorable spot. Wahvey reduces that amount of time by instantly putting the ball in the blue half and then going from there. Wahvey stays patient and basically dares Nass to put a flick out of reach. Nass does not succeed. Wahvey goes low, safe option. Not sure he can get away with too many safe options. Down 4 with 40 seconds. I think the quicker, more volatile would have been to flip out of the air and not try and play the low 50. Something that I would not recommend doing, in a tie game early on, but in a game when you need as many goals as possible. He just faked Nass. Sent him flying over the ball. Wahvey right now fighting for the North Americans. Showing what they have, but not showing it in game number 2. He's down to go next, and I don't blame him with 17 seconds and a 4-goal deficit. Game number 3. better be a bounce back for Wahvey if you're a North American fan. Game number 3. Nass and Wahvey. Not at 1-1, but you wouldn't think that based on how game 2 went. You would think that Nass is fully controlling the series. And it's hard to imagine a world in which he loses, but Wahvey has decided the Fennec is the world in which he loses. Playing the first 2 games in Octane. He's going to switch over to Nass and join him on the Fennec. Nass. Little camera check. Oh, what a smooth flick. Such perfect control to be able to get this ball, check around the side of it, turning ball cam on, I believe, and then looking around the side to see where Wahvey is at, and he says, yeah, I think a perfect boomer flick just under the crossbar will score. That was not it, though, after a mechanically masterful shot previously. He shows another way to score, which is to completely miss and then demo the opponent and shoot on an open net. When we talk about 1v1 players on EU servers versus NA servers, oftentimes the NA players are scrutinized for giving each other a little bit more space than EU likes to. I think that people say that in 3v3 as well. A lot more of, shadowing. I mean, like Daniel is maybe, with a reason why. I think a lot of times people playing in regions are guided by their region's best player. And I have this theory on pretty much any sports team or any competitive situation, the best players around you are the players everyone tries to emulate. Daniel is really good, although he does it a little bit too much on occasion, at being passive, shadowing, playing in net, and just stopping completely everyone's offense. That's a very hard thing to recreate. And Wahvey showing how tough it can be to do that against Nass, as he threatens so much, and Wahvey just doesn't feel right to stay glued to the ground. That might be what he has to do the next couple times, and of course he may look silly as Nass just slots it over the top of his head a couple times, but really the best solution is to try and fight the fight early, long before Nass has an open, free possession, as Wahvey misses here. That might have been a scoring opportunity. Fight it before Nass gets a chance to pop off. Nass going for the greedy double. And then that fake just forced Wahvey to pinch it away. Just really solid gameplay from Nass. Although, there he is, handing an opportunity to Wahvey. But what should have been a Wahvey possession actually turned into a Nass one. Just so happens that Nass didn't really do much with it. Got that reset way too close to the net, way too close to the ground. Oh my goodness, wait, Nass almost owned gold. Oh, dude, Wahvey has had so many almost now. And it doesn't seem like he's going to be able to get away with them in a series against Nass. But this game is far from over right now. Can he make this happen with 0 boost? No, Nass will use his boost advantage to fly over the top of him and tap the ball out of a scoring position. It's a favorable 50 for Wahvey, but Nass should have a quick recovery. It doesn't matter. Nice play from Wahvey. Not easy to do, to control this dribble and turn it into a shot when Nass, he went for a pretty safe challenge. He single jumped, sure, but his wheel is very close to the ground. He was trying to, immediately fall back to the ground. He had a ton of boost to work with. He was planning on being able to recover, but Wahvey just outpaced him. Are we going to see? We have yet to see any air dribble bumps. There's definitely been a couple occasions when it might be to play. Nass maybe trying to pre-jump one here, and Wahvey just turns in low 50s. Gets the follow-up to tie the game. So he's turned around what has been a really tough past few minutes, because I think, was it a 4-0 as well? Or maybe at least 4-2. I think it was maybe even a bit more. for Nass to start this game after a 7-1 win in the previous one. Nass, a double. He is just playing keep away from Wahvey, starting all the way on the back wall. Here, Wahvey trying to intercept. He says no. And Wahvey again tries to get up. Taps it over the top of him. Missed wave dash kickoff for Wahvey. Nass pulling off that dribble. I mean, he could have set that up and taken it the whole way down the field. It was a good first touch, but he decides against it. Doesn't want to play into Wahvey's hands. Maybe playing a little bit safer now. Maybe he's going to back off again. This time Nass does take his first touch. It shows what he can do. This is the reason why I was slightly surprised to see him not take it. To be fair, this one started in a much better position. He probably likes to start those round to air type air dribbles past the center line where you don't need a ton of touches and shoot off the play, off of really the first touch basically. Which you cannot do starting farther away. Nass going to reverse. Play this to the midfield. What does he have in store for us? He has a cut over the top of the ball. Very intentional from Nass. Don't think that this is a mistake that he didn't get his wall to air dribble setup. He wanted to push that ball back down on that kind of middling bounce for whatever reason. Wahvey not playing any sort of pinch off the ground and also not able to follow it up. You can see him just kind of dancing behind the ball, worried about what Nass is going to do. Feels like he needs to protect the ball at every second. Nass just a little bit calmer and should have another opportunity. Wow, he is just surging. Nass knows how to speed up and knows how to get power when it matters. He's playing so calm defensively, but when he sees his opportunity to strike, he takes it. He's got a 3-goal lead with 32 seconds. Wahvey undercut, able to get himself some boost in possession. Nice play, great fake. I've talked about this many times. We watched it again from Nass's perspective. You want to freeze the defender. Nass moving towards the net with speed by faking that extra time. He freezes Nass. Nass has to entertain the idea that he needs to reverse. So he comes to a full stop, and then Wahvey puts power on it to put it ahead of him. It's really the only way you're going to be able to shoot past a defender who's set up in net. But it's not going to be enough for Wahvey unless this pinch goes in, which it didn't. So it will be Nass going up 2-1. Wahvey a good bounce back in the Fennec in Game 3. Not quite enough to bring it all the way back, but he's got a couple more games ahead of him if he wants to do it. Game number 4. Nass, calm and collected, but striking like a viper when he needs to. Wahvey into a new Fennec in his attempts to bring it back. But Nass will go up right away. Chat favored Nass coming into this matchup after Nass won both the last 2 EU 1v1 tournaments in Salt Mine Stage 2 and the final. You would certainly expect him to be favored in a similar ping matchup between Wahvey. Some people maybe forgot, though, just because of a technically away server matchup against Diaz. Diaz is also looking insane. We'll try and get Diaz in as much as possible. It might just be a Diaz thing. But Nass so far looking to regain his form after, game 1 that he really very easily could have won as well. Wahvey has yet to show that he can pull away against Nass. Strong first touch from Nass, dude. He is in the zone. I mean, this is such a crisp take. Strong first touch. It's only one more touch. It's only one reset. I mean, it's like barely even air dribble because it's such a solid first touch. He rips it all the way out to the box, goes there, gets the reset, and then rolls around to finish with a boomer of a shot. 107 kilometers per hour, I think it was. Nass does not like to play these dribbles. I don't expect him to force this one. I'm actually surprised he kept dribbling it. Saw him bring those to the ground previously. Wahvey, did he get a bump? No, I was like wondering why Nass wasn't around. But must not have been a bump. Nass too quickly back into play. Nass wants to 50 this, taking it directly at net. It's not going to work out, but Wahvey, who's so afraid of Nass swinging around, getting that bump, getting that demo, which he's done many times. He's swinging wide of the ball. He's allowing Nass to come in and just retake possession in a situation where, you know, if Wahvey was giving him a little bit less respect, he might not be able to. But to be fair, maybe as soon as he doesn't give respect, he'll get demoed. So it's a hard trade-off, as Wahvey has yet to show a reliable way to break down Nass in the open field. And what I mean by that is just, you know, not a follow-up, a first touch type play or a first shot type play. He does, though, find a way to score on the second attempt on this one. Nass cannot get this over the top of Wahvey, and Wahvey showing some speed out of the corner. Nass played it right into him. Wahvey had that red from a mile away. I don't know if luck goal is the way I would personally describe it. And this is certainly not a luck goal either, as he reads Nass's fake challenge or fake kickoff, and then flicks over the top of him. Nass save across the net. Those often set up great opportunities for counterattacks, and the way Nass is playing in the air, you almost have to expect it. But a strong touch during the dribble had the ball fall too far away for him to get back to, and now Wahvey will launch a flick and give himself a little bit of comfort that I was talking about before, the kind of comfort that Wahvey just hasn't had all series, but it is only halfway through the game. So a 3-goal lead shouldn't feel too comfortable. Nass chasing Wahvey down. Evades the bump. Has the back corner boost steal. Nass is so starved. You see him picking up these pads. I think that's very intentional. Driving slightly underneath the play as a way to starve Nass completely out. No corner boost, no pads, nothing. But I think Nass does swing, get the 100. It's not going to matter. Wahvey flicking it past him to make it 6-2. Wahvey, like maybe expecting a Nass touch. Seemed like he was just playing a low 50. Put a strong shot on target, which forces another jump out of Nass, and he just goes for the demo, and he'll swing wide, grab the 100, and bide just a little bit of time before hitting his 7th goal, 7-2. I mean, we talked about needing to see a dominant game from Wahvey. He lost game 2, 7-1. Now here he is, 7-2 in his favor, but with a minute 30 left to go, so you never know. Wahvey's not going to get to this corner boost first, as Nass has all of a sudden had his offense stopped. A couple fakes, gets Wahvey in the air, but maybe Wahvey had it calculated. Nass can't get back around it and score off of his fake. Nass put that one on target. Pre-flip, what a save from Wahvey. Can he get the follow-up save? The double jump saves that. Now he's certainly getting scored on. A couple great saves, but can't do it forever. Nass, will he get a kickoff goal? He needs probably a couple of these if he wants to bring it back, prevent game 5. Nass, smooth reset. This time doesn't have the power, though. I think Wahvey transitioned off the wall to the ground, a point which Nass with power could have punished. Nice fake here. Nass threatens the flick. And And you can watch Wahvey respond. They actually kind of clipped off the post, so whether he wanted to or not, he was going to have to try and make a play. Wahvey direct kickoff goal. And I think that just about secures the game. With 36 seconds, Nass, yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't surprise me that Nass elects to go next because he needed that kickoff to go his way. Couldn't really afford for it to go Wahvey's. So we are going to have ourselves a Game 5 in Nass versus Wahvey. Game number 5. Nass and Wahvey in a best of 5. It's down to the wire for the $100 courtesy of Factor. Nass playing this back into his half. Don't know if he wanted the bouncing dribble or not. Either way, Wahvey tries to close the window. Oh my goodness, Wahvey! It's actually 200 IQ as he avoids the own goal by sending it off his own post, but unfortunately, maybe not as high of an IQ as we thought, because it does immediately lead to him getting scored on. Yo, Evil dies. 79. Evil Prime. Wahvey wave dashes and gets the dish off the back wall after winning the 50. Wahvey actually got worried about the pre-flip from Nass and flipped to stop it, but nobody's going to make connection. Wahvey wanted the tight angle. There was going to be a brief moment where Nass couldn't make a play. Wahvey could have put it on target. What a 50. Oh no, Wahvey couldn't get around it. It felt like he was going to, or at least should have. And now it's just going to be a freebie for Nass. Oh no, maybe not. Wahvey does recover. Completely starved a boost. Oh, Nash just put it directly on him. There was one spot that Wahvey could make the save. It's exactly where Nass boomed it at. Nass can still have him pinned back off of that previous mistake. Oh, there. Wahvey actually went all the way to the corner for 100, and he's going to get scored on. For some reason, it just seems like when players leave net, they finally commit to leaving net to get 100. There's such a high rate of them getting scored on. The positioning they sacrifice to do it. Maybe it doesn't feel like a big deal, and yet it just seems to end up that way. Nass wants to flick top right, or sorry, top left. Wahvey denies and manages to bring the ball all the way to the blue half, but he's doing so with very little boost, so he can only hold on for so long. He does recover to make this save. Nass gets bumped. Wait, oh my goodness, Nass. Nass just read that so quick. I think he was about to get sent across the net. By all means, should have been flying away, but he turns upside down, uses his jump to push himself back down to the ground, and gets around to sneak it in on the opposite post. It is quick thinking from Nass. That puts him up 2. It's a wave dash kickoff that should just be a front flip for a goal. Make it 4-1. Little camera check from Nass. See what he's dealing with as he pre-flips into the corner. And those punishes that Wahvey has been trying to get on low boost haven't really worked yet. Not only have they not really put Nass in a position where, you know, it's unfavorable, he's also not scoring immediately, and this one results in eventually Nass getting a goal. He kind of boxes him out here at the midfield as he tries to maintain possession. Matched wave dash kickoff. Whoa, for some reason, my connection to the game is lagging on these servers. It says I'm not dropping any frames on the stream, yet still, we've had those jumps a couple times now. Nass almost getting forced to own goal as he evades Wahvey, but he does manage to put it up over the top of his net, and his long shot is in. Wow, Nass. A great bit of control in order to keep Wahvey from being able to steal away the possession or force Wahvey to get rid of it, or sorry, Nass to get rid of it. And ultimately finishes with a quick recovery in the net. Counterattack shot, 6-1. Nass is trying to not make this a nail-biting finish. Wahvey's going to need offense here soon. Smart read to recognize that Nass was headed to the midfield to go take that from him. Crossbar down. Oh, he missed the final touch. And I think that that would have ended the series if Wahvey didn't get it and he flew past it and then allowed Nass to recover and save. He really needed that to go in. Does bounce its way in. Nass chipping this to the midfield, and Wahvey not expecting it. There's the GG's. Yeah, it was hanging by a thread for Wahvey if he wanted to bring it back. I think a minute 47.5 could maybe do it, but he wave dashed his way out of the play. Maybe a bit tilted. Nass and Jorias, they're both going to come over and claim North American soil. All right, now Nass's pogo. Jorias had a really good pogo. It was first try pogo to show off. Nass is still technically a pogo. Still technically a pogo. He does touch the ball. One thing he tried to do is he fought the bounce, which I think in general is really tough. The bounce wants to flip you all the way over, and instead of doing that, Nass just accepted it. I'm trying to see if he wants one more chance at a pogo, or maybe a sick double or something. You're still down to put up $100 for Nass versus Jorias. You want to run that right now, you say? I'm not sure if these guys still want to keep playing or not. I haven't mentioned it to them. I wouldn't mind it. Sheesh. GG's. Thanks for playing. Let's start with that. If you and Jorias wanted, Akinus says he'd do $100 for... What was I thinking? What was I thinking typing this all out in game chat? Obviously, he's going to leave before I press enter. After typing a full book. All right. I'll ask him here in a second. By other means. I just wanted to make sure, you know, he understood I appreciated him playing in this match before I started talking to him about another one.